Hi guys, thank you so much for allowing us to develop your website. As you know, now it's time for us to start putting in some content into your website, and I want to show you how. The first thing we need to do is I want to introduce you to a neat little feature called Google Docs. This is usually installed in most of our websites, but you should have gotten a link in your email about your specific website and about how to change the information. And this is how we're going to set up initially your website. So just open up the link and you should see something like this. And all you have to do is works just like a word processor like Microsoft Word, where I can take things and I can italicize them or make them bold. I can change colors if I need to or whatever I want. I can also undo. Very nice. But we just take this and we start going down the list. First question is does the church have a logo that we can use? If not, we'll put together a little text logo, something really simple for your website. Also, if you're wanting to integrate Facebook into your fan page, all I have to do is I have to like it. Then once I like your fanbook page, then all you have to do is just set me up as one of the many administrators. Of course, some people are like, I don't want to set you up as an administrator, but this allows me to be able to put things onto your Facebook fan page that pertain to your site. So if you send me some pictures of your latest event, then I will be able to put those onto your fan book page. Also, this also allows me to put your fan page on your website. I cannot put it on your website if I do not have administration rights to your fan book page, to your fan page. Anyway, so here's how we edit the information on your website. Let's first start off with your regular church schedule. This is not like special events, but this is something that you have consistent from week to week. Some of you have Sunday school, other people have connection groups. If you have connection groups or small groups or whatever you want to call it, just change it right there. I just changed it. Put a little description here. And that's one way to that's the way that we're going to edit this information here. Also, guess what? It looks like up here, if you notice here, all changes are saved, which means we don't even have a save button. Also, if you email this link out to this document to other people, and other people are looking at this at the exact same time, all of y'all can edit the information together at the same time. You can see who's typing what. You can see what they're typing letter by letter. It's a really neat feature. 9:30 might not be for you. Maybe it's 9:45. Maybe it's not even 9. Maybe it's 10:45. Maybe you don't even have any of that altogether. So maybe you just have that. Also, children's church, you call it children's church, you call it children's worship service, children's service. Maybe you don't even have a children's service altogether. But this is the type of things that people need to know. What is it, if I was to walk into your church on Sunday, what is it that's going to go on? I want to keep all the surprises down as possible. Some churches have a children's service, some do not. If you have one, put it on your website. Let people know that you have a special place for children to go. That way you're not shocked and surprised, oh, hey, this church has a children's service. So, and that's really handy for churches to have. Also, I'm going to keep all this real nice, neat, and simple. That way, your first-time guests or people who you've been working on to invite, you send to the site, they can gain all the information they need to know about your church right there on your site and allow that site to work for you. So, same thing with the Sunday evenings. You might not even have a Sunday evenings. If not, just delete the whole thing. Boom, gone. You don't even have a Sunday evening. Oh, there it is. It's back again. But we don't do Awana. We do something else. Or kids worship. I don't know what you do. But whatever you have there, just type it in there. But we'll try to include everything that you have going on. Also, some people, some churches, some of the smaller churches don't have much going on for the kids or for the students, and but you do want to keep them separated. You don't want the 5-year-olds hanging out with the teenagers, and of course you guys know that. But also on your website, you need to make that evident that even though what they're doing might be similar, it is important to keep them separated on the site. That way, the parents know that the events are two separate events. That you do have something going on for the kids and for the youth. However, let me say this: don't put something on your site that's not there. If you have student small groups, you might want to put a coming soon, but if that's something that, you know what, we want to start that next fall, you know what, don't put that on there until it's already started. Unless there's an actual plan to have this thing getting going, don't put it on there. Just keep that totally separated, okay? When we begin to talk about filling out this content, one thing to kind of keep in mind is that this is just stage 2 of the whole process. What's going to happen is I need to know what your information is that's different from everybody else's. Is your worship service at 10:45 or is it at 11? Because 11 o'clock is going to show up on a lot of different places all over your site. So I need to know ahead of time, when is your worship service? Also, give me a little description. Is it hymns? Is it contemporary? All that kind of stuff. What I'm not looking for is the final content. I need to know a good estimate. I need somebody to sit down and write it all out. But it doesn't have to be in its final content, because that final content can actually take quite a bit of time. So don't worry about all the punctuation marks and does this sound good, does that sound good. Just write out something that's pretty close to your final content. But then later, after all this stuff is put into your website, we're going to come back for a third time and revise everything to make sure we have it exactly the way we want it. So when you're filling out these descriptions, don't worry so much about having the exact final great content. Just give me something to work with so that we can come back and make another revision a little later. All right? Before I move on, let me say something about this. What happens in the children's service? What happens in your children's Sunday school program? What happens in the nursery? What's going to happen? That's the number one issue that a lot of people are having when they bring their kids. They don't know what's going to go on. They leave your kids off with a bunch of strangers, and then when they come and pick up their kids, they ask their kids, "Hey, what did you do today?" And what do they say? "I don't know. I don't know why they say that, but even my 5-year-old comes back with that answer. I don't know what we did." "What do you mean you don't know what you did?" So they have a little coloring page with Noah on it. And did you learn a story about Noah? "I don't know." Oh, you were in there for an hour. How did you not know what was going on? So the kids are not going to tell you what's going on in these things. The parents do want to know. They want to know what's going to happen to my kid. When I drop my kid off to the nursery, is the kid's just going to have fun? They play with blocks. If that's all they're going to do, then put that on your site. If the kids are going to have like a little small 5-minute Bible lesson for the kids, I don't know. Are they going to watch a movie? What movies are they going to watch? Are they going to be watching VeggieTales, or are they going to be watching Barney? Those things right there are things that they need to know ahead of time. The parents want to know this kind of information. If they don't know what's going to happen, they probably will find some place that will tell them. So, anyway, it's nice to have all this stuff on your website. About us, I just put some placeholders. People like to know how it got started. When did it start really growing and taking off? What are you currently doing now? And what is your role in the story? Some quick information. All this stuff can be changed. You have a pastor, I hope. Anyway, we need a little biography. Well, we don't need anything. The question is, what do you want to talk about with your information? Some people put short information like biography and education, history. Other church websites will like to put more connecting information so that you get to know a little bit more about your staff members, make them feel more at home. Some of the stuff is, what's your favorite foods, what's your favorite day of the week, birthday, best vacation ever. I don't know. All that kind of stuff needs to be discussed beforehand, not a problem. We just add this stuff right in here. If you want to talk about favorite foods, then that's exactly where you put it right there. Otherwise than that, we're just going to leave it as what we have. So little story about a biography. Put as much as you want, put as little as you want. I do recommend, though, that if the pastor has one and you have other staff members, then the other staff members need to have a consistent overall feel from person to person. So if you have favorite foods for the pastor, then the music minister also needs to have his favorite foods. So there might be a lot of questions you might want to think up of. I do recommend the other way. I like having the favorites in there. It really allows the guest, the user, to get to know the person a little bit more, other than he's the guy that wears a suit and tie on Sunday mornings. So that it allows him to become more human to the congregation. That's what I recommend. Take it or leave it. Down here, contact information. We'll be putting his email address on the website. I don't recommend giving out cell phone numbers, but we can give out other information. We can put any information that you want on there. First question is, do you want the Facebook, his personal Facebook profile going up on the site? That way people can click on it and become a Facebook follower. Same thing with Twitter. It's either a yes, and if it's a yes, then what is his Facebook name? I assume it would be something close to his name, but nothing like hunting and pecking for a certain person on Facebook. So we'll put the URL here. Same thing with Twitter. If he might want no, but maybe your music minister, yes, you can follow me on Twitter. He might also have a Twitter account just for his business use or as his pastor use. He might also have a Facebook or a Twitter account that's more for his family only. So those are two good things. Also, a new one that's coming out. My favorite is the Google Plus. And so if he has a Google Plus account, then we can also put it there. Whatever you want, we can put on your website. All right. Also, with the staff, a lot of churches will also put their leadership on there. This is just a simple list. It's usually not a separate page. When we put your staff together, this will be a specific page. This will be a specific page. And also your ministry assistant, or if you call them a secretary, that would be a separate page. But usually on that contact list, some people just want a list of others. They don't want their own page. This would be like deacons or elders or committee leaders for that. All right. There's a lot of stuff going on with ministries, and this is usually the biggest chunk of the website and usually can get the most confusing of the website. But let's start off real simple. People want to know the details of it. They didn't come to your site to get generic information. They already know that the women's ministry has something to do with women. And you could say, well, we have Bible studies for women. Hey, that's great, but that's already assumed that you're going to have Bible studies for women. The questions now is, when is the Bible study? Where is the Bible study? What events do you have going on? We have a thing once a year, a retreat once a year. They want to know what the date is for the next retreat. They want to know where the retreat is at. When is the retreat? Is it on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type deal? They want to know specific information. They didn't come to your site to get generic information. So let's make it about as specific as possible when you create your ministries. Also, they want to know how to become involved. For example, if somebody comes to the music ministry part of your website, they probably came because they're interested in getting involved. So how does someone get involved into the music ministry? Do they need to talk to somebody first? Is there a form they need to fill out? What is it that they need to do? What's the next step for them to become involved in the music ministry? Or maybe just email the music minister or the committee that's over the music. How is it that they get involved with the music ministry? What do they do? When's practice time? And what is needed from the person to get involved in the music ministry? Do they have to, if the person's a flautist, do they have to have, is there an age that they have to be before they can really get involved in the music ministry? Some choirs have like adult ministries so that somebody younger than 13 can't be involved in the choir. Do you have a music ministry for younger people? All those questions need to be answered. Specifically, how do you get involved? What's the next step? They don't want generics. They know the generics. They want to know details about getting involved. All right, last but not least is events. Go ahead and put down all the events that you know are coming up, like you have a cookout, and then you're going to put a little date, and then beside the date you're going to put something like description, right? These things I'll help you get the event set up on your church, and then depending on your package, if you want to take over your events, you can. Very simple. And or if you want me to continue to update your events, that's fine with me too. Right now, all the photographs, all the photo galleries have to come through me, and there will be more on that at a later time. Okay, so now we have all this information changed. We got all this stuff set up, and now what do we do? How do you get it back to me? Am I supposed to print it off? You know what? You can't print it off. Sometimes some people print it off to give to other people to help them write out everything that needs to go on. But to get it to me, all you have to do is close it out. No saves. As long as this thing right up here says all changes saved, you are good to go. So, yeah, just close it on out, and then I will take it over from there.